We're back, Persian foodies. This time we're coming with a Ghormeh Sabzi, super traditional Persian dish. When you say Persian food, what pops into your mind? Ghormeh Sabzi. This is going to be made in a different manner today. Being Persian Test Kitchen, we're going to do it instantly fast, insanely fast for a stew that's made usually within 4 to 5 hours. We're going to do it in around 35 minutes. To start off, you got to have an Instant Pot. This is the key component, and some beef. Well, you can use lamb. Traditionally, lamb shank is delicious with this meal. Feel free. The cook times are going to be a little bit different. You might have to play with that. But at the end of the day, we're using beef. It's going to be super simple and fast for us. A few of the key components you're going to need is the dry herb mix. I'm going to have a link down below with a few of the dry herb mixes I like to use. Overall, they're all great. Also, this time I'm adding some garlic chive to my dry herbs. Not necessary. It's just what I had in the garden growing at the time. But if you have parsley, mint, cilantro, green onion, you can also add that to add a boost of flavor. I'm going to have a full ingredients list down below for you guys to take a look at. But for now, you can see it's pretty simple, basic beans, beef, onion, or spices. Overall, simple dish when you have some dry herbs mixed into it. Okay, how do we use our dry herbs? I like to take a container, cut my dry lemons in half so they can soak with the herbs actually. Once I do that, I'm going to add pretty hot, like boiling water off the kettle on top of my herbs just to cover. Now, you don't have to really worry about adding too much water. We're going to save the liquid and add it back to our stew. So no need to worry if you're oversaturating. You just want to get them really rehydrated. I'm going to let it sit for anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes while I prep my other items. So this is going to be your first step. Super simple. Usually this would take forever with fresh herbs and make quite a mess in your kitchen. You'll have green everywhere and all over you. So get our Instant Pot, put it on saute high, and take our diced onions, and we're going to brown them. Not brown them, actually char them. And you're going to see the deep colors I'm going to build off this initial saute. Here you are, getting going. Once they get some color, we're going to throw our beef on top of that. Get them a little bit, brown on each side. If you're doing a lamb shank, it'll take a little bit longer, obviously. Let's add our turmeric, beef and onions, or turmeric meat and onions. Seems to be a basic in Persian stews overall. You can see we got that going now. Looking beautiful. Look at the colors. Look at the richness. You don't want to get it burned, but you just want to get it nice and brown and dark. Those onions could go for a little bit longer, to be honest. Now I had some fresh herbs from the garden I added too. Not necessary when you're using the dry mix. They're more than plenty, mixed variety of dry herbs that do well on their own. And I have the link down below for you guys to take a look at. As I throw the herbs in there, I'm just scraping the bottom. It's wonderful how this Instant Pot is stainless steel. You don't have to worry about non-stick coating being worn off. Add the rest of my spices, coriander, salt, pepper. Get that mixed in there as well. We can salt to taste. I recommend at the end. Be careful. At this point, I add a little bit more oil. Just wanted a little bit more hydration in that mix. Get a little bit more darker fry on the greens. You can see how the color is turning pretty dark. You want to do that in the initial saute portion before you go into the pressure cooking. I added a bone marrow bone. This is totally optional. You don't have to do it. It adds more beefy flavor. Hey, you can add beef stock if you like, or bone stock. That'll also be delicious. Or you can just add water, which is traditional. Here I'm adding the dry lemons that were soaking in that water with the herb water. Whatever we had, just threw on top. My beans that were soaked for 24 hours. You have to soak your beans for this dish for 24 hours. So before you go to bed, just make sure you're soaking them. Also, you can use kidney beans. I use pinto. Add some garlic. Just, at the end. This is not going to be a standout flavor. You just want a taste of garlic in the backdrop. Let that get going, and then we're going to add the rest of our essentials, which is just water. Boom. So simple. Now this dish traditionally is a pain and definitely make you sweat, but this technique that we've made here makes life so much easier. Give it a swirl, Get everything incorporated. Nice. You can already smell the room with that Ghormeh Sabzi. Now, what gives Ghormeh Sabzi its distinctive taste and flavor is actually fenugreek. That's the one herb that's in here that is just speaks to nothing but Ghormeh Sabzi at this point. And the dried limes are going to add that sour punch at the end, which we all love. So now you see everything's incorporated really well. You're done. You just get to set it and forget it. Yeah, this is not an info commercial. I'm not sponsored. But hey, this Instant Pot is pretty amazing. I just got it. So I set it actually on a chili bean for 35 minutes. I know you guys see me put it up for 30 minutes, but that left the beans a little bit too al dente for me. So I let it go for an additional 5 minutes, which was pretty good. I would say if you get to do like a lamb, I would do, probably 40 minutes. A little bit tougher meat in itself, especially if it's a shank. Make sure you're sealing the top. Okay, now we just wait. And when you're ready to go, I let this go for after it was done cooking for another 24 minutes. But to be honest with you, you probably could have just released the steam after 10 minutes and been fine. Woo! The smell makes your mouth water if you know what this dish does to you fresh out the pot. Now that is beautiful as it is. You're done. You're ready to go. Spoon that over rice. Call it a day. But hey, wouldn't be Persian Test Kitchen if we didn't make things better. Take some of my saffron water. I put 2 teaspoons in this. I think that adds an extra floral bouquet background. Just a hint of saffron. Goes a long way. And there you go. Spoon it over some fresh saffron basmati rice with a side of tahdig. Serve it with a side of fresh herbs. I have some lemon basil grown in our yard, so why not? Right? The world's most simplest, quickest Ghormeh Sabzi you ever had. I mean, no longer are you going to be sweating 4 or 5 hours on making this beautiful Persian dish. It's instant. It's Persian. It's Persian Test Kitchen. Thank you guys. I appreciate your time. Please keep watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop your comments, and let me know what do you think about the dry herbs and the Instant Pot.